Romelu Lukaku has been around for what feels like forever. We've seen his ups, his downs, and the hype around him turned to criticism. But we seem to forget that, as of February 2017, he's still only 23. The hype I mentioned before is definitely to blame for us forgetting how young he still is as a footballer. It's the reason he's been on our conscience for so long. It's why a rumored £100 million deal for a Chelsea return won't go away. And it's also to blame for our high expectations of him. So where did all that hype come from?
Hey, I'm Adrian for Rabona TV, and I'll answer that question today as we take a closer look at Romelu Lukaku. His roots in Antwerp, rising through the Belgian youth leagues, becoming the top goal scorer in the Belgian league by the age of 16, and of course his time in the Premier League.
Romelu Lukaku was born in Antwerp, Belgium in 1993. His parents are both Congolese, and his father, Roger Lukaku, was also a professional football player. And yes, he too was a striker. He played for Belgian clubs in the mid to late 90s and was capped for Zaire, which was renamed the Democratic Republic of the Congo in 1997.
And as you probably already know, Romelu has a younger brother named Jordan, who is also a footballer, who plays as a left back for Lazio.
Romelu started playing football at the age of 6 for Rupel Boom, and after 4 seasons, he changed clubs and began playing for Liers SK as they had a much better youth academy.
Lukaku continued to develop his skills at Liers, and his more mature physicality not only helped him on the pitch, where he managed to score 121 goals in 68 games, but also caught the eye of RSC Anderlecht.
Liers' senior team was relegated from the Belgian Pro League in 2006, so Anderlecht moved in to sign 13 youth players from their squad, one of whom was, of course, Romelu. While still going to school, more on the school later, Lukaku's football prowess continued to thrive in the Anderlecht youth system, and from the ages of 13 to 16, Romelu managed to score a whopping 131 goals in 93 games in the Belgian Youth League. And from here, this is where the hype train truly started to set in motion. When he turned 16 in May of 2009, Romelu signed a professional contract with Anderlecht. A week and a half later, he made his first team debut, coming on as a sub in a 1-0 loss to Standard Liège.
The following year, in the 2009-2010 season, Romelu managed to establish himself as one of Anderlecht's most trusted strikers. And their trust in him paid off as he scored his first senior goal against Zulte Waregem. And whoa, I apologize for the pronunciation there.
Boussoufa encore, il est passé mine, le centre, Lukaku le goal!
But anyway, speaking to UEFA.com after the match, Romelu said, "After scoring, I dived into a sea of happiness. You think you are flying and can take on the whole world." He wasn't lying.
A 16-year-old Romelu made the league his own, finishing as the top scorer in the Belgian Pro League with 15 goals. He finished ahead of future Premier League rival and Belgium international teammate Christian Benteke, who only managed 8 goals in the 2009-2010 season with KV Kortrijk.
Off the pitch, Romelu was also starting to attract attention. And in 2010, a documentary TV series called De School van Lukaku, again, apologies for my Canadian pronunciation, aka Lukaku School.
Yo, what's up? Ben Romelu Lukaku, footballer.
The show followed him during the 2010 season, his training, his time at school, and most notably, a visit to Stamford Bridge. It was well documented that Romelu was a Chelsea fan and a massive admirer of Didier Drogba, to whom he would later draw comparisons to and play alongside.
It was during the Lukaku School documentary that this really came to light, as during the documentary, during a visit to Stamford Bridge, Lukaku said, "What a stadium. If one day in my life I will cry, it will be the day I play here. I love Chelsea." Well, just hang on, Romelu.
After being the top scorer in the 2009-2010 season, Romelu scored 20 goals in all competitions for Anderlecht in the 2010-2011 season. He also won the Belgian Ebony Shoe in 2011, which is given to players from Africa or of African descent in the Belgian League. Other notable players to win it: Michi Batshuayi, Vincent Kompany, and Emile Mapenza.
So, with the season over and the hype continuing, Romelu got the dream move that he always wanted as he signed for Chelsea in August 2011. But things didn't go too well for him as he made 12 appearances that season, that's it, and didn't score a single goal. Romelu was obviously very disappointed with his involvement that season and even claims that he felt no joy during Chelsea's Champions League win, and apparently even refused to hold the trophy as he didn't feel like a winner. So, with no room for him at Chelsea, in August of 2012 he moved on loan to West Brom. And just 1 week after moving on loan, Romelu appeared in the 3-0 victory against Liverpool, scoring his first Premier League goal.
Through there to Liam Ridgewell, Lukaku!
Perhaps in a bit of funny career foreshadowing, he would come back to haunt Liverpool again in February of 2013, scoring his 10th Premier League goal in a 2-0 win against Liverpool.
But what was definitely his most impressive performance while at West Brom was when he came on as a second half substitute in the final game of the season, and it was also the final game of Sir Alex Ferguson's career.
Lukaku scored a perfect hat-trick, one with his left, one with his right, and one with his head, and helped West Brom secure a point in a 5-5 draw, the highest scoring draw in Premier League history.
Those 3 goals pushed him to 17 for the season, and he outscored every single one of his Chelsea teammates while out on loan at West Brom. Now you could forgive Lukaku if you thought that this was the beginning of him cementing himself at Chelsea as a first-team regular, but it wasn't written in the stars. He appeared in only 2 matches at the beginning of the 2013-14 season for Chelsea before being loaned out to Everton on transfer deadline day. Now this, in the end, turned out to be the best move he could have hoped for in terms of his development.
On his debut, Lukaku scored the winning goal in a 3-2 Everton victory over West Ham. He continued to rack up the goals, and again, he netted 2 goals against Liverpool in a 3-3 Merseyside derby.
Lukaku continued to impress at Goodison Park, and despite an injury sidelining him for 2 months, he ended the season with 15 goals in 31 matches. So Everton clearly saw a value in Lukaku that wasn't being seen at Chelsea, and they doled out a whopping £28 million, a club record, to keep Lukaku on a permanent basis. Unfortunately for him, the 2014-2015 season wasn't as good as he had hoped, as he only managed to score 10 goals, but it was in the 2015-2016 season that he began to show just why he'd been in our public conscience since the age of 16.
On November 21st, 2015, Romelu scored twice in a 4-0 win against Aston Villa, and in doing so, he became the 5th player in Premier League history to score 50 goals before the age of 23. The players who had done it before him were Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, Wayne Rooney, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Pretty good company to keep.
And 2 weeks later, in a 1-1 draw against Crystal Palace, Lukaku scored his 50th goal for Everton in just 100 appearances. He also went on an 8-match goal-scoring run, the first Everton player to do that since 1954 by Mr. Dave Hickson. And in this current 2016-2017 season, Romelu Lukaku is on track to have his best season yet, at least goal-scoring wise.
He scored the Premier League's 12th fastest hat-trick on September 12, 2016 against Sunderland, as he scored 3 goals in 11 minutes and 57 seconds. And in a 6-3 win over Bournemouth, Lukaku scored 4 goals, the first of those 4 being Everton's fastest ever Premier League goal. Now just think, Lukaku has had the ups at Anderlecht, Everton, and West Brom, with a crushing low at Chelsea. For a young player to go through all of this, from the pressure of fulfilling his potential at a young age, to lifting Anderlecht at the age of 16, to transferring and failing at his boyhood favorite club, to receiving criticism for not performing as he is capable of for Belgium, things seem to have turned out okay for Lukaku, and at just 23 years old, you know there's still some lows to come, but something tells me there will be plenty more highs.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, why not hit that subscribe button? Maybe comment, share it around, and let me know which player you want to see me profile next. Once again, I'm Adrian from Rabona TV, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!